Hello, good morning. So this is pretty strange. I am sat in my car with people around me all getting ready for work, like getting out their cars and getting all their work gear together. So I'm just aware that I am the person that is sitting in their car with my phone in front of me talking to it. So yeah, I'll just do a bit of an intro really about what I'm doing and why I'm doing this. And if you're part of my Soul Confidence group, if you are connected with my page, if you know anything about what I do, then you may know that a lot of the passion that I have is for supporting sensitive women to really live their most intimate and abundant lives. And I do that a couple of ways. So I'm going to do a bit of an intro and then I'm going to launch into our Spice Girls episode. And the reason, I do it a couple of different ways. I work with women in my membership site in the tribe. So that's online resources and training and masterclasses with a whole heap of different female experts who come in and share how to live more joyfully and peacefully. And I also have my Goddess Collective, which is my new programme, which is launching in spring. And I'm going to be sharing more about that as we go through the next few weeks. But this week, I woke up this morning and I was like, you know what, I feel so clear about the women that I'm here to support, because I have this strong knowing that sensitive women are exactly what the world needs right now. Sensitive women who have big hearts, who have a real desire to see more joy and peace in the world around them, who really know that that deep down their sensitivity is their superpower. So perhaps like me, you've been told that you're too sensitive, you're too emotional, you shouldn't feel like this, you shouldn't feel like that, you shouldn't let things get to you. And really, over the last kind of couple of months, a lot of things have been going on for me that I'll be sharing about, but especially over the last couple of months, I really realised that instead of trying to pretend that I'm not emotional, that I'm not sensitive, that it's not very much part of me to cry at adverts with animals, or to really want to see a more joyful and peaceful life for the people around me. I'm kind of embracing all of that, and the more I think about the work that I do, the more I realise that's the women that I work with, and that's the women that I'm here to support. Women who perhaps have been through, will have been through some crap in their past that has caused them shame and guilt and this sense of having to hide away or hide their hearts or not get hurt again, and who are moving through that because they realise that actually they want to live the most fulfilled life possible. And in order to do that, you've got to feel, right? You've got to be with your emotions, but you've got to be with them in a way that's really healthy for your emotional well-being and your mental well-being and your physical well-being. So what's really been inspiring me over the last 6 months is working with my body, working with me as a woman, working with my cycle, learning about the fact that there are different times in my cycle where I'm going to feel differently. And because, I'm not the only one that feels like an erratic, mad woman, the week before her periods. And, that there are going to be times in my cycle I'm really full of energy and I just can't wait to go and get my shit done and get out there and be visible. And there's going to be other times in my cycle where I'm not going to feel like that. And the more I understand that and work with it, the more power that brings to me, and the more I feel like I can really show up as a sensitive superstar and be totally all in with being this woman who wants to make massive changes and be a real conduit for positive change in the world, but also who for a few days a month rather, just wants to get under a cover with my with my music on, my slippies on, and just chill the fuck out and not actually be out there and be good with that. Because if you are like me in any way, you'll feel like, oh my God, I just have got so much I want to get done. And the other thing that I think that we have as these kind of empathetic, heart-led women is we have this real desire to make change and to see changes in the world and to take action. And somewhere along the line, we'll have heard a story, we'll have taken on a story that we're not X enough, that we're not good enough in some way. So we always feel like we've got to be doing. So I want to talk a bit about that through this series. But today, what I want to focus episode 1 on, and I'm going to keep these trainings like really short and really sweet, because I know we're all busy and we've all got things to do. But episode 1 is really all about identifying like who your Spice Girl like persona is. And I use those because I really worked out for me that I have got all of those in me. Like, I have all of those sides to me. I can be a massive control freak. I can be a perfectionist. I can be the rebel. I can be the drama queen. And I definitely, if you followed me, you know a bit about my people-pleasing story. And it's about really being more than okay with the fact that those are within us. Like, we have these tendencies within us. But the more we nurture ourselves, and the more we work with ourselves and our cycles and ourselves as a woman, and appreciating exactly who we are, and really coming from that place of loving kindness towards ourselves, the less attachment we have to those personas within us. Those attachments become much less. The more centered we are, the more confident we are within ourselves, the more we move away from feeling like we've got to apologize for ourselves in any way, the less attachment we have to any of those states or any of those ways of being. So just taking a moment to consider, like, you'll have seen those, the drama queen, the perfectionist, the control freak, the rebel, the people pleaser. Like, at the moment, when you think of those, which one are you most drawn to? Like, which one are you going, yeah, do you know what, that definitely is me at the moment. Like, I definitely have this. So for me, I've worked a lot with the people pleaser and about really removing that attachment. And going deeper with the people pleaser is this sense of having like codependent relationships. So looking at those kind of ways of being, you know, if you look at the control freak, then that resonates for you, then you will have this idea that you have to be micromanaging everything around you. That things will not go right unless you are completely steering the ship with like laser vision on exactly the path that you're taking, and trying to work out, you know, when this happens you're going to do this, and when this happens you're going to do that. So you're very, very tense, very, very contracted. Like, your whole body, you'll definitely notice that you'll have areas of tension within your body where you're holding on with such like grim determination that like you are going to control exactly what's happening. And you know, like I say, I have all of these. I have been in these states of being through the whole of my life in different ways. And it's moving away from an attachment to responding and feeling that you have to live in that place. So instead, it's like going, right, okay, so I recognise that for me, you know, I am a former control freak that is within me. So I need to really work on releasing tension in my body. And starting with the body can often be the most powerful way of being unattached. It's like working on releasing that tension in your body. So if you are a control freak, check in, like, where are your habitual areas of tension? You know, this is part of one of the programs that I run, is like really identifying where in your body you store and hold tension on a daily basis, and being aware of that so you can start to release it. So when you start to think about releasing tension in your body, then it becomes like you become in that groove of letting go of tension. So then it becomes a little bit easier if you can start to identify it in your body, to go, right, okay, so if I'm working every day on releasing tension in my body, like, and I know I can let go of that control, how can I really start to bring that into my day-to-day life? Like, how can I start to release a little bit of control over like what my kids are doing, or what's going to happen at work, or like where my relationship is going to be next year? Like, how can I just learn to let go of that tension a bit more, let go of that control a little bit more, and be present? And being present is absolutely like the key, the gift to living your most fulfilled life. And as a sensitive, heart-led woman, like we have to be present. We have to be present to our emotion. We have to be present to these old ways of being, these old states of being that are going to come up for us. So we know, right, okay, great, I'm present, I'm in this, I'm noticing this, so I can choose to respond with love rather than reacting. And like, please show some hearts, like comment if any of this resonates with you at all. So then with the drama queen, like that's quite a highly charged way of living, and I've definitely spent like a big proportion of my 20s in the drama queen Spice Girl role, where it was like everything is like highly dramatic and everything is like, oh my god, there's life or death and this is happening, oh my god, I can't believe this, and oh no, you're constantly in this like fight or flight response. So your parasympathetic nervous system is not getting a chance to kick in and help you relax and help you chill out and move away from those stories. So if you do recognise that you've got quite a bit of the drama queen in you, I think one of the best ways to start is by really incorporating some deep relaxation into either your daily practice, or at least getting a good relaxation session in once a week. And yoga nidra is one of the best ways that I've found of doing that, and that's a real way of unattaching to the day-to-day drama that is going on for you. And again, when you start with something like your body and bringing in a bit more relaxation into your body, then you can start to see, right, okay, so if I'm letting go a bit of this kind of like constant like way of like living, like, oh, everything has to be like highly like charged and dramatic, like if I can let go a bit of that in my body by really getting my parasympathetic nervous system to do its job and to kick in and to relax, how can I just maybe move away from some of these stories that are going on, or some of the stories that I'm perhaps creating? Because you know, as a former drama queen, I know that a lot of it is, well, the majority of it is created within ourselves, right? The stories that we create ourselves. So again, you know, share if you find any of this is resonating with you, then please do feel free to share. And then the perfectionist is probably, I love the line that Liz Gilbert says, and she says perfectionism is a serial killer of joy. And when I heard her say that, I was like, yes, that is absolutely spot on, because while we are trying to make anything perfect or wait for that perfect moment, like nothing is going to be moving in our lives. We're going to be stagnant and trapped. So there's a real difference, obviously, to being present and being stagnant. And if you recognise that you have that perfectionism streak within you, then it's really about kind of looking at, where can I take imperfect action? Where can I let go of this need to be waiting for things to be right, and instead just go, right, you know what, done is better than not done. I'm going to take some kind of action. And what I have learned again and again and again and again, and I love seeing this happen, is the more we take like imperfect action that's aligned with us, so that's true to us, the universe loves that. It responds to it. You take some kind of action and the universe goes, oh fuck yeah, she's getting her game on here, let's do this. And you'll find that you'll be supported through, things will start to happen when you take imperfect action, because it's like you're literally getting the ball rolling. You're taking some action to get things going. Cool. So the rebel is absolutely rife in sensitive superstars. Like this idea of just going, you know what, fuck it, fuck this, fuck the world, and just going into like destructive modes, and it can lead us into like a lot of pain, a lot of like really messed up situations, and I definitely have spent a lot of time in the rebel mode, and I will share more about that, but that's definitely for another day. But if you've got the rebel in you, and you have those moments of just kind of almost pressing self-destruct, then just be, I think the real kind of the real place you have to look at moving to is a real place of loving kindness and compassion towards yourself. Because if you're in that place, or you recognise that within you, if you start beating yourself up, the rebel in you will just go like further into like sabotage mode. So you got to then go, right, okay, so let's show my rebel some love. She's coming up for a reason. Like something's like not being resolved for her, like something's not been hard for her. She feels unsafe in some way. And that comes, so that's where our loving kindness, compassion practice really has to nurture that side of us and to make ourselves feel safe. And especially when we're then thinking about how we can open our hearts even further, like how we can, bring more intimacy into our lives, bring more abundance into our lives. And we have to go, right, if my rebel doesn't feel safe in some way, the chances are this will go into some kind of destructive mode. So let me see, right, how can I show the most loving kindness and compassion towards myself in this moment? Okay, so let me just take a breath and let me just take a moment to consider which of the Spice Girl freaky freaks I have yet to talk about. We've talked about the drama queen, we've talked about the perfectionist, we talked about the drama queen, we've talked about the people pleaser. Is that everybody? My maths. I'm just putting my math skills to test here. If I haven't identified one, then let me know. Anybody that's with me. Let's have a look. I'm just wondering if I can go back and check in some way. How could that work? So we talked about the control freak. We talked about the people pleaser. We talked about the drama queen, perfectionist. We talked about all of them. Amazing. Okay, cool. So what I would love you to do, if you're watching this live or you've been watching it on replay, is comment and share which of the personas, the states of being you can really resonate with right now, and share if what I've kind of discussed, if you're gonna implement any of it, and how that feels for you. And yeah, anything else that you want to know, if you want to ask me anything more about that or find out any more resources that you could use to support yourself with that, then just comment, either like in the comments, or you can hit me up on message on Facebook and just share with me like how you're getting on with it. So this first episode was really about, for me, definitely imperfect action, because I had this idea this morning. I want to do this every day this week. I want to have this mini series going this week via Facebook Lives. So I'm totally flying by the seat of my pants and just taking imperfect action. And I really think, as with anything, as the great Tony Robbins would say, you have to start with where you're at right now. And if you are a sensitive, heart-led woman who feels very strongly and who has these emotions and and has experienced at some point, this idea that she has to hide away those emotions, or you've really been hurt, or something's really kind of kept you stuck in some way, like there will be a way of being that is really strong for you. And even if you are further along on your path to a more joyful and peaceful place, where it's all about the journey, right, you'll notice there will be things that will trigger for you, and you'll be like, okay, this could really, my control freak could really go mad with this. Like, so for me, at the moment, it's all about going even deeper about removing my attachment to my people pleaser. So this is the thing, we're not pretending that that's not part of us. It's about going, well, how do I move away from responding or reacting from that place, and instead move to a place of being more present and more in alignment with what feels really true to us in our centered self, in our contented self, in our connected self. So yeah, I've loved this. I really love this. Even though I'm sitting in my car and I'm talking to my phone in my car, it feels really cool. Anyway, so Michelle and Sandy, I hope you lovelies are still with me. It's been really gorgeous. So as I say, if any of this resonates with you, comment, tell me which one you kind of really resonate with, and if any of what I've talked about is kind of helped in some way, or you're going to go further with it, or you want a bit more information, then hit me up, comment, or private message me. And if you love this video and you really know that there's some sensitive superwomen in your life who would really benefit from this, then share this video. And as I say, I'm going to be doing this through this week with different episodes. So lots of love to you all. Bye. Oh, Sandeep. Oh, okay, I want to just catch this before I go. I'm sensitive, however I want to be fearless. Oh, okay. So here's a reframe, Sandeep, because I can really resonate with that. You are sensitive. Embrace that, like really embrace that. And the thing is, I don't believe that we can ever be fearless. But what I do believe is we don't have to react from a place of fear. So I think we can appreciate when fear is coming up for us and understand that it's happening for a reason. Show ourselves real loving kindness in that moment, and then know that you're not going to react from a place of fear. When you're ready, you're going to respond from a place of love. Does that make sense? And then what you will find, Sandeep, is that you will really, like, you'll notice that you'll feel more courageous, you'll feel more confident, you'll feel more content. My emphasis was wrong there, but it doesn't come from pretending that we don't have fear. It comes from embracing all of who we are, and then knowing that we can move from a different place, we can respond from a different place. Okay, that's awesome. Okay then, lovelies, so I will see you soon. Lots of love. Bye.